So this is a player that Spurs have been interested in for a long standing, 10 years or so. 10 years. Spurs have looked at Jack Grealish. We were actually eyeing Jack Grealish when he was 16 and he made that move to Aston Villa. Or is that Aston Villa? When he decided to stay at Villa, when Spurs were looking to sign him, and before they went back down to the Championship, we were looking to make that move. Didn't make that move. He signed a new contract, and then we didn't get him. But he's been a player that has been on Spurs' radar ever since then. And more importantly, in the last couple of years, his career's gone off an absolute cliff. Not sure as to what Spurs see in him currently. Still a very good dribbler, good carrier of the ball, but outside of that, doesn't really impact too much into the game. So, not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this signing. Multifunctional, low. Sometimes he's a footballer, sometimes he's a hoover. Sometimes, bro. Sometimes he may be a hoover. Man said why he's skipping. Did the internet break up? Did the internet break up? I didn't mean to skip anything. I can't even lie. I went through everything. So if it skips something on the screen, my bad, innit? Mboma is a gooner. Oh, the moles. Drula gave us some breakdown. I don't want Mboma if he's a gooner. I'm not gonna lie. We don't mess with the gooners over these sides. I also heard there was another player that was a gooner that Spurs were interested in. I said, look, let's just keep it moving, man. I'm tired of seeing these gooners come to our club. Man, like is James Maddison? No, not James Maddison. Jack Doherty. Was it Jack Doherty? Whatever his name was, Matt Doherty, not Jack, Matt Doherty. Dead players, man. We don't need these Arsenal fans. They're not good enough. Shitty gooners. My bro Jords, big up to PFC TV, DB1981, big up Jords and all the chat. Got to go into a meeting. Remember to hit the likes, people, and enjoy the rest of your day. Or as he says there, people, make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. But big up to DB1981 every single time. That's the guy. Big up to my guy, Illy. Yeah, smash the like button. Let's get my boy to 50 likes standard. Really and truly, we need 60. Really and truly, we need 60. But I ain't going to ask too much. I'm not going to ask too much, yeah? I'm going to leave that to you guys, innit? You man are on funny thing, so we're gonna leave that to you. But as we can see here, Jack Grealish does not look good on the numbers. 20 Premier League games last year. Now, as you can see, 20 games, but only 715 minutes. He was a substitute majority of the year. Come back from injury, came on as a sub. Come back from injury, came on as a sub. Never really started too many games. Didn't have much of an impact for them. And to be fair, we can go a year on year with Jack Grealish. You can see how he's absolutely fell off a cliff since joining Manchester City. At Aston Villa was getting some good numbers, really pushing on for them, really starting to make a name for himself. And, you know, he earned that 100 million move because he had such a good season. But onwards from there, a lot of people will talk about the treble winning season and say that Jack Grealish had a good year. The numbers were still very underwhelming. I think for me, Jack Grealish can be good on the eye for a lot of people. He takes on players. He's a bit of a slow dribbler. He's one of those guys that are good on the eye. He does the hair flicks like Odegaard. He looks good on the camera. Mr. Calf himself. Short, what do you call it? The short shin pads. He does all these things that makes him look like a good player, top player, but his numbers and underlying metrics are just never good for me. And that's the thing that just don't lie. Now, I'm not someone that likes to focus on numbers wholly, but when I watch him, I think, yeah, he has good moments in the game. He'll beat his man down the left-hand side, but a lot of the time, when he's not beating his man, he's just doing the ball roll thing to waste time to then pass it back. And I don't need players that are just there to retain possession. Because I know in the Pep system, you want him to retain possession. But at Villa, LB, his numbers were better. They weren't amazing, but they were definitely better. When I talk about numbers, I don't just talk about these numbers, the goals and assists, the chances created, the dribbles per game, the carries, the take-ons. All of his numbers were good at Aston Villa. So that's why he was signed, because all-round game, I mean, he had his role at Villa was to get the ball and you can go anywhere across the front line. At Manchester City, he's very much limited to that left wing and just working up and down that left wing. A lot of people suggested early in his career that he would become an inside 8, but Jack Grealish just doesn't have the work rate to play in the 8. So for me, whenever I watch Jack Grealish, I'm just underwhelmed. at this moment in time. I was a big fan of him a few years ago, but as you can see, man, the last couple of seasons for Jack Grealish just haven't been good. He's not maintained a good relationship with Pep Guardiola throughout that time. I think those two have had a few arguments. It's obviously been a bad influence on Phil Foden, whose career hasn't looked the same this season. And again, look, 3 goals. He's averaging 2 or 3 goals a season, 20 games played. His availability is just not there. And Manchester City want £50 million for him. £50 million for a dud that's only available 20 games a season is just silly money. On top of the fact that his wages are just astronomical. I'm pretty sure he's on at around 250k per week. I would be absolutely, and I'll make this clear, absolutely against the signing of Jack Grealish to bring him in as one of our highest paid players to never be available and basically spending 50 million simply on the fact that he's English. He's also 29 years of age. So he actually doesn't fit within the model that Spurs are looking for because he's going to turn 30 this year. We've already got a 32-year-old left winger that is pretty much finished. We don't need another one that's going to be finished or on the brink of being finished. So with regards to Grealish, don't want this deal to happen. Would happily see Grealish go to any other club that isn't Spurs because Spurs shouldn't be anywhere near this deal. Jack Grealish is not good enough for Tottenham, nor is he good enough for the top level of the Premier League. I think that he should move to a team like West Ham, where you can just ply your trade, get through doing the bare minimum, and the fans are still going to love you. So for me, don't think that the Jack Grealish deal should happen, and I'm not a big fan of seeing Jack Grealish at Tottenham Hotspur this season. So yeah, man, look, his numbers are deceiving as he often gets players doubling up on him that creates space for others. I mean, that's fair, but the doubling up is always going to happen if you're a top player. So we've seen Saka and Palmer get double up. They still managed to perform. Jack Grealish, I'm not hearing it. It's no excuses. But watching him play at Villa, I'd take that player all day. I don't want that clone that plays for City. Exactly that, Jacob. It's exactly that, bro. I don't want that clone that plays for City. Watching him at Villa, I would have been all up for this signing. Like, he's a class player at Villa. But, hey, I'm just telling you right now, he's not the one. At Manchester City, he is not the one. Turkey, UT eager to sell him now. I really don't want him. Jacobs, just take him, bro. Aye, they're out here trying to push him our way. They're coming in the Spurs chats trying to sell him to us. You know, one of them ones. Sell me a pen. That's what I'm on right now. So, and you know the maddest thing is they want 50 million euros and 50 million pounds for him. His value is only 28 million euros on transfer market. So from his value is 28 million euros, let's have it right. He's only worth around 25 million pounds. They're trying to ask us for double the money simply because he's English and he's got some PR. You're having a laugh. Jack Grealish is not the one, and Spurs should not be looking at making this happen. Most definitely not. Spurs should not be looking at making this Grealish deal happen no matter what. Just no matter what. But